All right. Black sheep, black sheep, black sheep. Mr. E here from the River House Universe in Boulder, Colorado, the headquarters of the Compassionate Economy. We have a vision, us black sheep. This is the daily BS report, and I believe it's the 14th day because it's the 14th day of the lunar cycle and the moon is full. So if you're feeling wonky, wacky, good, you should. And I'm coming out with a new oracle, by the way, called the Black Sheep Lunacy Oracle, which is all about how to play with the moon. If you haven't seen our moon videos and our class around the moon, we have an interesting take on it. It's not like everybody else's. It has something similar to a lot of other people's offerings about the moon. But anyway, today, Black Sheep, let's see what we've got. Oh, wow, look at this. Three cards just came bopping out, Wisdom Oracle cards. So every day I'm taking we're gonna have three. We're gonna have the Lunacy Oracle, we got the Wisdom Oracle, and we've got the Black Sheep Tarot, which is going to be called 514. All of these are being redone right now as we move towards March 1st, March 2nd, as sort of a time of building this for a month. And we are dedicated to continue to put out inspirational messages. We'd love to hear from you what kind of reads you'd like, how you'd like to do them, if you'd like to participate, collaborate, everything. So the Wisdom Oracle has given us three cards. Number one, ride the vision of your life. Ride the vision, ride the vision, ride the vision of your life. Ride the vision of your life, okay? Ride the vision. This entire River House universe was something that I got in a vision many, many years ago, maybe 20 years ago. At the time, it was called Spiral Ranch, but it's come to be. Not because I pushed it, not because I used my will to create it. Actually, quite the opposite. Any good surfer knows when they get on that perfect wave, they get on that thing and they ride, and there's no effort to it. And they're just going with the energy of life. They're going with the energy of life. So it's ride the vision of your life. And perhaps you've been snow skiing or snowboarding or surfing or skateboarding or done something in the water or something in motion and movement, jump out of an airplane perhaps, where you are flowing with life in a way. Let life flow. So, if your boat is not floating right now, then, let the tide come in and take you. Don't try to move the boat, Be where you are. Be still right now. Second card that came up, we haven't seen this one in any of the reads. Are you okay? I am listening. I am listening. Are you okay? I am listening. So this is interesting because in the full moon, what happens is that the moon comes, we started out, we got the sun, we got the earth, and the moon is right in the middle for the new moon. Then the moon goes all the way around and comes back to full on this side of it. It's really pulling the energy. We see our oceans move around. But right now is a great time. If somebody's on your mind or you get a little whisper, we've all had the experience where the phone rings and it's somebody we were just thinking about, right? Well, what happened is somebody thought about you and maybe they were cognizant of it or not, and they just picked up the phone and called. A lot of people are in their shame and their guilt right now. It's a very challenging world for a lot of people. There's so much change going on, right? And so who doesn't like to get that phone call? Or email or whatever, I like phone calls. It's texting thing is, not much happens there. But are you okay? I am listening. Calling without an agenda. Being a friend without an agenda. Being a lover without an agenda. Being a parent or a child or a relative without an agenda. Are you okay? I just had the sense to call you. Who is going to object to that? The last one that came out was Everyone Wins in Our Dream. This came up yesterday, and I remember when I listened to it later on in the day, I thought, there was a greater clarification that wanted to happen. So that's me. And I talked yesterday about seeing everybody. God, show me people winning in my life. Show me people in my dream of life. Show me the people winning. Show me everybody having a great experience. Now, the truth is, everybody is the spark and everybody's getting exactly what they're meant to get because their vibration is attracting it. And so really what's happening to us has less to do with what is happening and more to do with our perception of what is happening. So if we can find a loving perception, knowing that everybody's on a human journey here to awaken and that there's no way to screw it up and that there's no way to fail, there's no other route, there's no other trail. It is simply life is life, and life is going to bring you what life brings you. And the only thing that we have charge over is what do we do with our mind? What do we do with our thoughts? How do we emotionally relate to the world, right? So everyone wins in the dream is to start going out and recognizing that there's no way anybody can lose. There's enough for everybody, and we can all change our perception. So that doesn't mean that we try to make ourselves win to win. No, it means we change our perception that we're already winning, that it's already done, that everybody is already enlightened, everybody is already happy, and everybody is already wealthy and on their mission and in their purpose in life, because it's true. It can't be anything else but true, because we live in a universe of perfect love, perfect love, perfect serendipity and everything. And the only thing that's holding us back is the way we relate to life. And that's our perception, how we see it. And which is interesting, because with this card right here, ride the vision of your life. You know, God is my strength. Vision is God's gift. What does that mean? God is my strength. Vision is God's gift, or the Holy Spirit, or the earth, or whatever you want to say. Really doesn't matter what you call the higher power. Ride the vision of your life. You're saying, you know, I had a vision. I was in a place in my life where I was doing some soul searching. I was meditating a lot, and one day I got a vision. I got a vision. I got a vision. I got a vision, right? Well, this is the same thing. Everybody wins in our dream. Everybody has that capacity to have a vision. Everybody has the capacity to have a vision and to reach their minds and their hearts and their perspectives out into something larger, into the land of serendipity, the land of perfect organization. You know, it's all flawless. It's all flawless. So ride the vision of your life means to bring your vision in line with what's true, which is everybody wins in the dream. They've always been winning. We just had a perception they weren't. And we treated other people like we weren't and they weren't because we thought it was unfair. No, if we had a corrected perception and we saw everybody is getting exactly what they wanted, and we saw the vision of how many resources around, we do it differently. And as collective, we're not there. And there's a number of us, small number, growing number, that is waking up as a sparkling collective, right? The sparks are awakening. We're awakening in this world to see that it's much more dynamic, much more beautiful, much more fantastic than the way we've perceived it. We treat each other and treat ourselves mainly like this is a land of suffering. Well, we can change our perception about that too. You are already happy. You've already getting everything you want. I mean, that's the thing. You're getting exactly what you want. I'm getting exactly what I want. Only guilt can turn magic into mud. You know, if we feel guilty about ourselves, we feel guilty about how other people have what we don't or whatever, we've thrown guilt into the mix. All of a sudden we're unhappy. We've given ourselves to the ego, and it doesn't work. And that's what the Princess of Daggers, first card up today, the Princess of Daggers. Oh, the Princess of Daggers, the Princess of Daggers. They keep coming up in the read. They've been in here a couple of times. So the Princess of Daggers, Princesses of Daggers, they're telling us today that only the ego could screw up this beautiful life. And that we must be ruthless. We've got to carve out new channels for our thoughts to flow. To ride the vision of our life, we have to say to ourselves, and we have to think this, and we have to feel this, everything's working out. Everybody's winning in the dream. We're carving out, we're taking the swords of our mind, you know, the swords that we've used to hurt ourselves, the swords that are the daggers, rather, in my deck. The daggers, right? The daggers, when we hurt ourselves, we're saying, something's wrong with me. Everybody else has got what I want, and I can't get it. I'm not enough, you know. So we take our daggers and get ferocious, get clear and say, no, I want to train my mind. I want to carve out new channels for my vision and my thoughts and my feelings to flow, to be in accordance with the divine truth, which is everything is already provided for. Everybody's winning in the dream. Everything's working out. And when you do that, all of a sudden your circumstances might change, but that doesn't really matter, because life's going to give you what it gives you. Right? Everything we put into our mind is going to come out in the script in one form, shape, or fashion. And it's up to us to make sure that we're not channeling our thoughts and emotions through the old channels, the conditioned channels that we have been shown, right? Okay, so I don't know how I ended up with 4 cards. I wanted to go with 3 cards. I'm sort of feeling like this card was the last one out, and it's not really there. So here's what happens, right? Because on the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Daggers, the Nine of Daggers. And the Nine of Daggers is representing a misuse of the daggers, a misuse of the sharpness of our minds, a misuse of our words. You know, we have an idea in this world, language can hurt people if it's pointed, right? If it's sharp, you know, we can pop that dragon, that scorpion, you know, that tail we have. We all have one. But we can take those sharpness out of the language and start treating ourselves nicely. So the Nine of Daggers tells us that we've been using our mind in a way that has been self-defeating. Because we think we can judge other people and we think we can have thoughts about ourselves and there's going to be no consequence. But the truth is we put ourselves in jail, and that's what happens with the Nine of Swords is whoever the thinker is, they're either in prison or they're not in prison, and it's up to them. Everybody is their own warden. Everybody is their own prisoner, right? It's like, wait a minute, no, we can free ourselves. We have the key. Who else has the key? Are we looking for somebody to set us free? Woohoo! Yeah, no. The only people that can set us free are us, right? The only people that can set us free. And the way we can do that is to sharpen our minds and to get really crystal clear about who we are and how we like to be treated and what kind of things that suit us best, and then go down that path of conditioning our minds to be in service to our divine nature rather than the third dimensional reality that we see that there's not enough and all this comparison. So the first card in the spread is the Princess of Wands, the Princess of Wands. So we have three princesses. How about that? We got three princesses, and these folks have been incredibly generous and amazing and beautiful in the River House universe over the years, and the princesses are here to give us a message, which is we've got to be more feminine. Okay, everybody has a masculine, everybody has a feminine. What we're doing is learning to bring these things together. Okay, the feminine aspect is the compassion, it's the love, it's the magic, it's the miracles, it is the world beyond our five senses, right? Our five senses, we can either see it like this and blind ourselves and say, no, five senses is all they are. Whatever my five senses tells me is how I'm going to react and be with life. Or we can do something different. We can say, nope, I'm going to look through, I'm going to go beyond, I'm going to condition my mind to be with compassion and love. Because this is passion. This is passion. This is our desires. This is the wands represent fire element, the fire element. So the creative aspect, the Princess of Wands is asking us to take action to do some art, take action to initiate something in our life that gives us the feeling of doing a good job, of feeling like we are offering who we are. And that's important, right? Be like us. We got to be like us. We got to be like us. We got to be so comfortable being like us, recognizing that we are us. So in our tarot deck, we have five suits. It's very different than any other deck. Think about every card deck you've ever played for, tarot or played with, tarot or cards with only four suits. Well, we've been playing with that game for so long, and that has a pure reflection of our egoic structure that we built this reality with. So the four suits in the card game is a perfect reflection of where we have been and what we have created, because it only has a certain amount of outcomes. So what the Holy Spirit, God, whatever you want to call, my inspiration said was create a deck. And it wasn't something I came up with my own idea. It was actually, I had a vision and it came out in a book, The Amusement Park. And if you haven't read The Amusement Park, it is a way to see life differently. And in that book, the fifth ace came out, which was a new suit. There's a whole new suit. It's been there all along and we didn't see it. So the fifth suit is the new earths, which guess what? The new earths. Yeah, and here's the Nine of New Earths, the Nine of New Earths. And you can see it's a very colorful card, and there's people dancing and having fun there. And, you know, if we think about where the nines are in the tarot, it's a completion. And things are coming to a completion in, I feel like, a new way of seeing life. Because the fifth suit gives us new outcomes. Like the Nine of Cups is all about finding your love interest, right? The Nine of Coins is about having your business work out. No, this is different. The Nine of New Earths means everybody's getting what they want. Everybody is fully empowered. Everybody is alive. Everybody's awake. And when we use the vision of compassion rather than the vision of our ego, then all of a sudden everything starts working out for everyone. And why wouldn't we want that? Why wouldn't we want everybody on earth to win? Why do we have these ideas of outcomes of winners and losers? We feel better when our team wins. And well, what about the other guys? I mean, they've chosen to feel bad because their team lost. They have placed their happiness, their joy in an outcome. Oops. Whoa. Whoa. I've been placing my joy in outcomes. I've been saying to myself, I'm not successful. I'm a failure. And I've been judging myself based on a limited perspective, because that's what a 4-card suit game is about. A 4-suited card game is about limited opportunities, limitation. It's about limitation. And we keep playing these same games. We keep trying to win, and we feel good when we win, and we don't feel good when we don't win. Well, that's a silly game to play. It seems like we would play a game where everybody wins. And so the 5th suit brings in the element of compassion, which is seeing everybody as perfect as they are. Everybody's going right through life exactly in the way that they should be. And the New Earth, I need to do a whole reading just with the New Earth suit so people can really understand it, so I can learn it. It's brand new to me too. But in the 9 is that everybody gets what everybody wants. So interesting that these 2 cards have come up, right? These 2 cards have come up in this read today, day after Valentine's Day. I really believe February 2022 is going to be one of the great remembrances of our changing world. I am way over time. I just looked at the clock. You are a fabulous human being. I hope there's been some good message here. Positive outcomes. Just imagine positive outcomes. Imagine everybody getting what they want. Can everybody get what they want? Yes. All they have to do is choose it. Okay? Peace out. You're love. I'm love. We're all loved. Take care.